What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome aboard for Sunday Night Wrestling on Pop Culture Minefield. I'm
Sunday
your host,
night
Jose
in the
Epistera,
morning.
and this is Johnny Rock, and that's John Das Wolfen. What's happening?
Not a lot, just ready to talk some wrestling.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk some Connecticut wrestling or sports entertainment.
Yes, sports entertainment.
I'm from Missouri.
We don't
say
talk about that
wrestling,
southern wrestling up in here.
Wrestling. That's what they have in Mid-South, the stuff I watched coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling. We have wrestling. You know, complete with grandma in the front row, yelling at the wrestlers, thinking it's all real. You know,
The Midnight Express almost getting stabbed on the way to the ring.
That's right. That's right. Jim Cornette trying to dodge bullets on his way out the stadium. And what was that? Lafayette, I think he talks about that famous.
The scourge of drive-through employees everywhere.
Yes. Yes. You know. So how are you guys? How'd your week go, man?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. The Golden Knights are in the pilot seat of the Stanley Cup Finals, up 3-1. I'm hoping we clinch the series on when's the next game? Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday you play again? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to the game because tickets are a little out of my price range, but I am going to be watching on the big screen outside of the arena because they got. I don't know if you've ever seen T-Mobile Arena. It's got this big screen on the outside of it. So
no kidding.
You know, a lot of fans like to gather in the plaza there.
Really?
So I won't be in the building. I'll be right outside of the building.
Sounds cool, man.
Jerseyed up with a tall boy in hand. Ready to watch them put these bastard Florida Panthers away. These guys.
Yeah, please, because they wiped out my Boston Bruins in the first round, man. Okay.
You mean the historically best team in
the historically biggest collapse in fucking hockey history? Hell yeah.
That was akin to the Giants beating the Patriots.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much. Yeah, you know, Boston teams have a way of doing this. Hey, dude, my brother watches more of it than I do. I watch the NFL, but he watches all of it. You know, basketball, hockey, baseball. I mean, he's home probably watching baseball right now. He's a Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics fan, you know.
Yeah.
And, dude, I don't know what it is with Boston teams, though. They either get like that famous run that Boston had when they, and I hate to mention this around John because he's a Kansas City Royals fan. I can't mention this. When we won 4 in a row to come back down 0-3 against the Yankees and then swept the Cardinals, that epic run they made. It's either that way or we get way up and get nuked. I don't understand what the deal is. It's like Boston sports teams are bipolar. You know what I mean?
I thought it was Titletown.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
I think that's Belichick who's bipolar.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
no, I figured it out. We can't beat the NFC East in a Super Bowl. That's what it is.
The NFC Beast.
Because you think about it, Eli got him twice, and then you guys got him.
You got us once, though. But keep in mind, Donovan McNabb was ridiculously hungover that game.
Hungover? Really?
Or the flu.
Is that why he got sick?
It depends on what story you believe. Some say he had the flu. Some people say he was stupid.
Because I heard he got sick in the huddle.
Oh, he did. He was throwing up on the sidelines.
Damn. What a shame.
So,
what a shame.
Yeah. Hey, that's my namesake, though. That's my namesake. He's my favorite player in the history of football. So,
who's that?
Donovan McNabb.
Really? Okay.
Well, my last name is McNabb.
Okay. Very cool.
Pulling the curtain off.
You can say what you want about McNabb.
But it's cool because there is a player on the Golden Knights with my name as well. And of course,
really?
You know I got the jerseys.
Of course you did. McNabb. Yeah. Nice. But you can say what you want about Donovan, man. There was no better face of the NFL than that guy when he was at his prime. I mean,
right, and I've met him before. He is one of the nicest humans I've ever met.
Yeah,
Plus, he had a really good coach.
He really,
that's right.
Yeah, he had a great coach, no doubt.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Right.
Although we call him the Kool-Aid Man now because he does not look good in red. Especially on those.
Oh no! Are you saying he's the Kool-Aid guy that comes crashing through the door?
Yeah. Like, oh no.
Mm.
He
Yeah,
does. He looks like the Kool-Aid man,
Practical-
especially on those colder weather games where he starts turning beet
Lamar
red.
trophies. So
Yeah, you got your trophies. Yeah, for sure. Well, listen,
Uh,
guys, we got a
It's
lot
all
to
right. We're
talk
gonna get
about this week.
Sirianni one this year.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about this week. One thing I didn't have him put in the thumbnail. I tell you what, let's start off with the state of the apron real quick because we got to talk about the passing of a Titan. Let me put this up here real quick. Let me see. Where am I at? Let me get the right things in the right places before I even do it.
okay.
Okay. And that is there. And boom. Okay. So let me get this too. Bear with me, guys. I'm getting all my ducks in a row. Okay. So
We're nothing but professional in this show.
oh yeah, nothing but
Right.
professional.
You know he'd call
that.
you a jabroni and make you humble for this, right?
Right? Need to, right? Shit. Okay, here we go. All right, there you go, John. It's set up for you. All right, we're going to start with State of the Apron because we all know that the apron's the hardest part of the ring, and the hardest part of professional wrestling is getting to the big dance. And we're going to start today with a humble, what do you say, eulogy maybe?
Yeah.
For one of the greats, man. Iron Sheik, probably, I'd say top 5 heels of all time. I don't think that's a stretch.
Definitely part of the best heel tag team of all time.
No doubt. The Iron Sheik, charismatic former pro wrestling villain and Twitter personality, and don't discount the Twitter personality. And I pulled up
he
some
made
of the tweets.
Twitter in those early years.
Oh my God. Dies at 81 years old. Now, if you guys know any history of this era of wrestling, oh my God, most of these guys died in their 50s and 60s because they used steroids like crazy. My man Macho died in his 50s, of
had a heart attack driving his car.
So to see him live to be 81, that's really a miracle. That just shows you he was a naturally gifted guy. Of course, if you watch the SmackDown piece this week, he was a Olympic wrestler for his home country of Iran.
Number one, USA.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what a deal, man. I mean, he's a lot like Roman Reigns is now. He was he was the guy you love to hate. I mean, he just and the time that he was doing it, it was perfect timing for him because it was shortly after the Iranian hostage situation in the late 70s, or mid 70s there, and what a run, man. His rivalries with the likes of Hulk Hogan and
Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, what a deal, man. What a deal.
His alliance with Sergeant Slaughter.
The Camel Clutch is one of the most killer finishing moves ever, so much so that Russo used it when he came up.
Yeah.
Rusev. So, or Miro.
Oh, come on. Scott Steiner, even Braun Breaker, the Steiner recliner.
Yeah. Yep, all of them have done it. But the Iron Sheik, a former pro wrestler who relished playing a burly, bombastic villain in the 1980s, battles with some of the sport's biggest stars, and later becoming popular Twitter personality, died Wednesday. The WWE said he was 81. The wrestling organization posted an article confirming his death, and a statement about his passing also was posted on his Twitter page, giving details of his life. Neither statement mentioned a cause of death nor where he died, but Twitter post said he departed this world peacefully. The Iron Sheik was, whose real name was Hussein Khosrow Ali Baziri. Did I get it right again? Did I nail it again?
I've just known him as Sheiky Baby my whole life.
Yeah, I know, but that I tried to say this the other day, and I think I got it the first time out. I might have stumbled on it there.
Classy Freddie Blassie.
He grew up in a small village in Iran where he embraced wrestling in his youth. During his pro wrestling career, he donned curled boots. Yeah, I call them genie boots, man. elf boots.
Yeah.
They were cool looking. And used the camel clutch as finishing move.
Shout out to Xavier Woods for keeping that look alive too.
Yeah, no kidding. He uses them, doesn't he? His finishing move during individual and tag team clashes in which he played the role of the anti-American heel for the WWF, which later became the WWE. Now, if you wonder about his Twitter, oh my God, some of these tweets are crazy. I did want to show this, though. I found this when we were looking at things. Check out who was a big fan of him growing up. That's Bailey.
Of course.
That's a teenage Bailey when I think he was I think that's the Intercontinental belt from back then.
Mhm.
Well, I don't. That was after he retired. I mean, he retired before Bailey. Like, I'm older than.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know.
And when I started watching wrestling in the mid '80s, he was already on the tail end of his career. Like, because he did that amazing tag team run with Nikolai Volkov. And I liked those guys. I thought they were the cool. That's when I realized I like heels better, because I was into guys like them. I was into guys like Piper. Macho Man, who was, he was a babyface, and
he went both ways. He could. I love Macho. That's my favorite guy ever.
Right. And like, he was such a good heel. Like, I love the Macho King run. I remember that fondly from my childhood.
Yep.
I'm mostly into the faces, but there was just something about him and Nikolai Volkov when they'd come out, and Nikolai Volkov would salute.
Trying to sing the national anthem, and everybody would boo him.
Spitting on the microphone and everything. Dude, awesome. I mean, he knew how to play the crowd, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Cheeky baby. Hey, can't forget, he gave us one of the greatest wrestling words in the lexicon of Americana right now. The man actually invented the word jabroni.
Jabroni, there it is. Yes. But his tweets, almost as famous as he was as a wrestler. Oh my God. Here's one of them. If you are someone's dirty little secret and you don't tell anyone, or you'll just be another regret, you are basically a dumb bitch. And some of these I really can't read on screen, but it was crazy. The stuff he used to spew. I mean, here's another one. What does this thing say? It says, if you still sleeping, you are dumb piece of rant. You get Iron Sheik alarm clock in on the iTunes, or go F yourself. I mean, there's all kinds of them in here.
He was a Twitter pro before, like, Twitter.
Yes,
really
he was.
Off. Like,
but I just wanted to start the show off with a little homage to him, man.
Oh man,
You can go ahead and get us back full screen. Because for sure, man, he's gonna be missed. If you didn't follow him on Twitter, you're really missing out.
I've been following him for over 10 years on Twitter.
Yes,
like, he was one of the first accounts I ever subscribed to, and like, I don't know, occasionally you get these guys that just win Twitter all the time. Another departed wrestler who was really good at it was Brody Lee. I don't know if you ever followed Brody Lee's Twitter account, but that's where they got the whole "It's Wednesday, you know what that means" at the start of every Dynamite. That is a tribute to Brody every time they do that, because that was his Twitter account every single day. Whatever day of the week it was, it's Monday, you know what that means. And that was it. That was all he would ever tweet, but he never missed a day. Occasionally, he'd pepper in something about his life, like when he won the Intercontinental title, like as in the Luke Harper days.
Right.
But yeah, like, never missed a day. It's Monday, you know what that means.
You know
Tuesday,
what that means.
you know what that means. It's Wednesday, you know what that means. I'm like, this is minimalist, but
that's like who's the guy that posts the number of the day? I can't remember who does that.
I'm not sure. Is he a wrestler?
No, he's not a wrestler.
No.
This is a regular guy. But
I think the only people I follow on Twitter regularly are wrestlers, comedians, and like my friends.
Yes. Okay, so the reason why I had him put together that friggin' thumbnail we did for today's show is we got another new belt this week, and we'll talk about it when we get to SmackDown. But I just want to know what's up. Are we decommissioning belts? Well, they did with this one. They decommissioned the Raw women's belt, but the SmackDown women's belt is still on Raw.
Yeah. They're having a unification match for the women's tag belts, which I have said they need to do.
Yes, Absolutely. We're going to, you want to start with AEW or
Let's
WWE?
start with WWE since you teased it.
Okay. Well, let's get started in chronological order then with Raw. Let me get the results from Raw.
AEW only really had like 2 or 3 major talking points this week.
I you know what? I just got done watching the promo between Adam Cole and MJF.
Was that not a masterclass
awesome.
on both
Look,
dudes?
everything. I only got to see half of it. You're the AEW guy, so I'm sure.
Well, was it the MJF half or the Adam Cole half?
Yeah, right. I mean, they were both great. But
phenomenal.
It sure seemed like Adam Cole won the fight, though.
I don't know, man.
Pissed off MJF. He lost his shit. Who lost their shit? It was MJF. He lost.
True. It's true. So, I mean,
you know,
the steroid comment got him.
Let me get the results for Raw. But Raw started with are we seeing a face turn for God, the big guy in Judgment Day?
Damian Priest?
Yeah, Damian Priest. Because in the opening of Raw, he came out, Seth came out first. He was talking all that smack. And I think he put out an open challenge on Twitter and
Priest answered.
Priest answered it, right? So he came out to answer the call. And when they were sitting there talking, excuse me, all the Judgment Day was there. And they went back and forth a little bit, but Damian right away
it was just Finn. Remember Dominic and Rhea had other stuff to do.
Oh, that's right. Okay. They had other things to deal with. But Damian straight up told him, "Hey, I don't want you guys anywhere around here. I can handle this on my own." And you usually don't hear that out of these guys.
I don't think that was a face turn. I think that is Damian Priest trying to prove that he is a dominant heel in the Judgment Day, like something Roman would pull.
Well, the reason why I think maybe it may be a face turn for him, the reason why I say that is what happens in the main event. And we'll get to that here in a minute.
All right.
Let me get God almighty, Raw results. I have got to bookmark a place where I can get the results really fast. I always have to do this. Let's see. Yeah.
You got to start taking copious amounts of notes.
That's it. I don't do that. I'll let the internet take the notes for me. You know what I mean? But let's see. That one is not in chronological order. Let's try that one. Yeah. Bleacher Report's usually pretty good at this. All right. With the pop-ups. But that was how it opened. And let's see. What did we have next? Yeah, we had Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville in a qualifying match, right? Or do I have the wrong day? No, that was it. And Becky's in.
That's right, Becky's in.
Yeah, Becky's in. Didn't think Sonya Deville was going to get in there. They put on a good match. And then let's see. What's next here? Oh, yeah. KO decided that he was tired of Gunther's mouth backstage and decided to pick on Gunther. And I got to tell you guys, not pick on Gunther, but doing, KO is fight Owen's fight. And he's tired of his mouth, and he wanted to
I'm loving this new KO.
And it's great.
Let's stop talking. Let's start throwing fists. Right? He just loses his shit. Fists.
What a great match. I enjoyed the hell out of it, man.
Yeah.
I didn't like the ending of it. I really wish we'd had a better ending to it, but I guess they had to protect KO. You don't need to protect KO in this spot, but what a great match, man.
Oh my God. Gunther could have a great match with a sack of potatoes.
Yes, he could. He's going to make anybody
put somebody
look
in there
good.
like Kevin Owens, who could also have a great match with a sack of potatoes.
Wow, what a
You're going to have an amazing match. And
yes.
God, I actually a few months ago when I went to SmackDown here in Vegas, the match I geeked out for so much. It wasn't even the main event. It was it was Gunther versus Pete Dunne, Butch.
Okay.
In the lead up, and it was before the WrestleMania, like it was to further the Sheamus
Right.
Gunther feud.
Uh-huh.
But oh man, it was still a good friggin' match. Like,
Yeah.
and and of course they had that like almost hour-long classic for the UK title down in NXT.
Mhm.
But I'm like, oh man, these guys are just going to show a small sample size of the chemistry they have in the ring together. And I thought it was the match of the night, and I was geeking out for it hard. Of course, Gunther won, but
Yeah. Of course he won. I mean, it was shenanigans. Friggin' what's his name? Kaiser come in there trying to make him, and
Gunther's
of course,
probably
the
my
ref
favorite.
got knocked out of the ring. As soon as the ref got knocked out of the ring, I was like, okay, there goes the
I
ref.
love Imperium, like everything they're about.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's a great faction, and I only want to see it build if we get somebody on their caliber. The guys that are in there. I don't want to see some small timer get into that. You know what I mean? The rare occasion like Sami Zayn joining the Bloodline, that's rare that somebody gets over like that. I don't want to see that. I want to see him keep Imperium. I mean, the ring general needs guys.
I don't want to see them as baby faces. Keep them heel.
Yes, absolutely.
We need more babyface factions. For the longest time, the New Day kind of carried the torch on that, but now with Kofi out and the uncertainty,
Big E may never come back.
Yeah, he may never come back.
Yeah, it's a shame, but
what a dream match would that be? Imperium versus the New Day.
Yeah, that would
be just imagine the lead up to that. That could be a WrestleMania match.
Yes, definitely.
Like New Day doing their shenanigans and their pancakes and their bootios and their trombones, and Gunther
and Gunther just like, oh God, are you serious? We have
the ring is sacred. You're a bunch of clowns,
right? A bunch of clowns. I need to teach you some respect, right? Freaking craziness. And then after that, it was time to go to the bathroom and get a drink because you were kind of worn out from that, and they brought out Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They called them midgets backstage. I thought that was pretty funny. I like these two together, man. I like Ronda and
God, I want them to hold those belts for a long time.
They need to hang on to them for a long time. They really do, man.
They finally have a team since, to me, the women's tag championship has never been really taken seriously.
No.
It's why Sasha and Naomi walked out, and I don't blame them for that.
Yeah,
I don't. Because to me, in the history of those belts, I think there have only really been 3 credible teams.
Okay.
In the entire history of those belts, and that was Sasha and Bayley. I'm not even going to consider Sasha and Naomi.
Right.
I'm going to say Sasha and Bayley.
Okay.
Kairi Sane and Asuka.
Thank you.
And now Ronda and Shayna.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the Asuka Kairi Sane, that was the pandemic. Couldn't do much during the pandemic. Sasha
I hate the fact that Kairi Sane's
gone. Period, Johnny.
She's one of my favorites ever.
And Sasha and Bayley never got the run they deserved. I feel like Ronda and Shayna are the team.
Well, if you remember,
to make those belts.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, let's just hope they do that. They let them hang on to the belts for a while, and because if you remember correctly, Sasha and Bayley's, they were told they were going to have a run, right? And then, it got cut short, and
somebody pissed Vince
Sasha
off
walked away.
And...
Sasha walked away. Remember, she walked away back then, and then she came back, got it again with Naomi, and they got cut short again, right? So.
Oh no, they didn't get cut short.
Something tells me they were going to be.
The reason they walked out was they were booked to face each other in a fatal 4-way match for number 1 contender for whoever belt it was,
which would have been the first.
And they were like, "Where's the storyline? Where's the lead up? Why am I going to fight my best friend? We already have belts. We don't need to go out." The storyline made no sense. The booking made zero. It was Vince McMahon booking, and again, if you're trying to protect your character and you're trying to protect, what your character's about, you got to fight back against shit booking,
right?
it may get you like. I wish Bray Wyatt had fought back a little harder against shit booking, and maybe like the Fiend wouldn't be a lost cause or ruined by this point.
Well,
The Fiend never needed a belt.
No, the Fiend didn't need a belt at all. You're absolutely correct. Since you brought him up, what the hell is going on with him? Is he hurt? What is
he's got undisclosed health issues, like an illness. So, and it's been.
I wonder if it's a Roman Reigns situation.
I'm starting to wonder if it might be. It might be something.
He might have a long-term thing.
A little serious because, I mean, like we haven't seen him since like the couple weeks before Mania, and
it's a shame.
He's been silent on Twitter this whole time. He did break his silence to say something about the Iron Sheik, but that was the first tweet he'd posted in well over a month.
Really? So. Well, my prayers go out to him. I hope.
He's one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see him back.
I can't either. I'm a fan too, and I just love everything. Everything the guy touches turns to gold. Now, this last bit with the Uncle Howdy stuff, it really didn't get a chance to. And I don't think the LA Knight match really helped.
The Pitch Black match,
they
AEW does sponsored matches so much better than WWE.
Yeah.
Like the Cracker Barrel match in AEW. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. Barrel and the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
We'll have a barrel, right? But that's it. The barrel, it's got the logo on it. That's all you need. But WWE have had two major missteps, in my opinion, with these sponsored matches. One was the Pitch Black match, which I thought was kind of cool. I liked the lighting and the black light. I
did too. It's just,
but a lot of people hated it, and just because I liked it doesn't mean it was good. It was a good idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are sour on it and think it's stupid. But to me, the biggest misstep was you take the father versus son Ray versus Dominic match at Wrestle Freaking Mania, which is supposed to be a serious blood feud, and you have somebody dancing around the ring in a fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch outfit.
Yeah, what is that, man?
Neon day glow, all the ring aprons with their logo, and I'm like, oh my God, you couldn't have done this for like the women's tag showcase.
Right? Can't you have a battle royal with a bunch of ham and eggers and do this?
Yeah, right.
Hell, man. Good Lord, that's just dumb. That is just dumb booking. But hey, they expect more of it. They're doing a lot of product placement with this shit. The last pay-per-view, no, it wasn't the last pay-per-view. It was WrestleMania, wasn't it? When they did the endorsement of the movie with Russell Crowe.
Yep.
The Pope's
the Pope's Exorcist one.
Yeah, I was like, what in the hell?
I will say that the funniest one was a Backlash 2 years ago with the zombie one.
Yeah.
Like Miz and Morrison got eaten by zombies.
Yeah, that was cool. Okay, so let's hope that Rhonda and Shayna have a good run. They're doing what they're best at. They're being bad guys. I mean, they know how to piss off a crowd. It's pretty good.
They are ass kickers, and I love it.
There's Christopher Moonlight Productions. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. I do hope they do more with LA Knight, though. Yeah, well, we're going to get to SmackDown. Yeah. He was there, and I believe he's in the Money in the Bank match already.
He is. He qualified for Money in the Bank last week.
Who did he beat last week for that?
Shinsuke, wasn't it? No, that was
Shinsuke. Shinsuke had a qualifying match next. That's what we're going to talk about.
Who did he beat?
I can't remember who he beat, but he beat him.
Was it Angelo Dawkins?
Could have been, yeah.
No, that was last week.
It was the other one. It was Montez Ford. He beat Montez Ford clean.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, "Wow, what?"
Let me talk to you
because I thought for sure Montez Ford was going to get over. What's that?
To go back to Bray Wyatt, the last update was like May 13th.
Really, May 13th?
Yep.
Wow. What did they say then? Did you see?
It's that he still hasn't been cleared.
Okay.
And WWE hasn't talked with him for a little while.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's married to one of their ex-announcers.
Yeah.
And so, who knows? I hope he's still in good good standing with him. I
I don't
imagine
know.
he is.
With Vince coming back, it might have soured him on the whole thing too.
Could have.
'Cause I know he was not happy with Vince at the helm.
No. But he's one of those rare guys. You give him, you let the leash off. You let him do his thing. He's not going to bury you. He's going to put on some good stuff. I mean, when I look at these wrestlers, the guys that I'd say, they can handle a program on their own, running it creatively. Bray Wyatt's one of them. Matt Hardy, I think, is famous for it. He's really good at that kind of stuff.
I think Kevin Owens is really good at it.
Kevin Owens is great at it. Jericho is famous for it.
Oh.
You know that. He'll take one line. And
that's why he's the GOAT.
Something. Yeah, so there's guys that are like that. And I hate it when Vince decides he's got to be a control freak and try.
Because he's a wizard.
Control these
Jericho.
guys. Yeah, right? He's a wizard. But anyway, the next match was Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura in a win and get in Money in the Bank match, one of those qualifying matches. I'm pretty sure Shinsuke won this one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I was cooking my breakfast when I watched this morning.
Ricochet won.
Ricochet won it?
Yeah.
Okay. Ricochet's in. Okay. Cool.
Well, they got to give him something since Braun Strowman's out for a while.
Yeah, he is.
And he does really good flippy doos off of ladders. So.
Yeah. And it is a ladder match. So you remember, you got to have your aerial combatants, right? Yeah.
He's in there to do all the Shelton Benjamin stuff since Shelton
right.
old.
Yep, that's it. Okay, and next we had Miz TV, and his special guest was Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes came out there, still got sporting the cast. And
didn't he bedazzle it this week?
A little bit.
I thought it had like some diamond studs in it now.
Right. Yeah. And then he brought out Dominic Mysterio of all people to come talk shit, which means Rhea Ripley's coming out there, right? And just it was a good spot. It wasn't the greatest Cody spot ever, but he got his.
I don't know. I liked Cody better than I liked Dominic in this spot because Cody just ate him alive.
Yeah, he did.
And,
he did.
And like Dominic is getting better on the stick, I will admit, but he needs to move on from the Ray stuff, like the deadbeat dad thing. Like it's getting to levels of cringe now. Like,
I didn't like that whole
started with deadbeat dad, and I almost tuned out of his entire promo. I'm like, this was so 6 months ago.
Yeah, right. Come up with something.
Ray's not even
but I do like though.
I'm like, Ray don't even come here no more. He's on the other show.
Right. What I do like though is him ducking behind Rhea.
Oh, that was,
always doing that. That's
I'm a fan of chicken awesome. Shit heels, and
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
He just slapped the taste out of Cody's mouth and immediately hid behind Rhea. It was so good.
It's nuts. Okay, so that was a decent spot. And then we had another qualifying match. It was Zoe Stark versus Natalya, and Stark got over, which we kind of knew. Natalya now she's basically just out there. She's basically out there to put people over now.
She's John Cena. That's what she does.
Yeah, she's become Cena. She's the Cena of the female division.
TJ in the chat just said right. Yes, I totally forgot about that. Bronson Reed came in and blew up the match, and so both guys so Shinsuke and Ricochet are in.
Okay, like I said, I was eating my breakfast during the match, so I didn't really see how it ended. I just assumed that Shinsuke would be in, but hey, both of them being in is great. Neither one of them are going to win it anyway, but they'll both put on a great show for sure.
I don't know who do you think is going to win it of the people that are in it so far?
Oh shoot, I'd love to see LA Knight win that son of a bitch, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see it. I don't think Cody's in there, is he?
No, not yet.
But I believe I laid out how I'd like to see it booked. There's one slot left for the guys, I think.
Yeah, there's one slot left for the guys and the girls.
And I really
no. I think there's two slots left for the guys because I know there's a match between it's Matt Riddle and somebody else. Like I'm gonna look this up.
from your lips to the wrestling god's ears, he says, I think LA Knight is going to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see him with the briefcase.
LA Knight. I'd love it. I'd love it. And TJ saying Dom Dom. Oh, man.
I would love Dom Dom to be in there.
No.
Dom Dom with a brief. But see, you know that's going to be an empty cash in. They're not going to give Dom the strap.
No. Then that's why I don't want to see him win it. But there's a chance LA Knight could go after something, you know. But this women's match we're talking about, Zoe Stark and Natalya, it was okay. And they went about 5 minutes and Zoe won, you know. But I hate it for Natalya. I would really like to see Natalya retire and be done with it already. You know.
The current match for the males,
yes,
is Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar,
yeah,
Butch, and one TBD.
One to be determined. You know what I want for the one to be determined? You know what I want for that?
Cody.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is the way I booked it last week. Do you guys?
Yeah, with the Brock and Cody at the top
opening
of the card.
Opening Money in the Bank with Brock versus Cody, and then having him in the Money in the Bank match. That would be a way that LA Knight could win it and build some drama. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I'm on it right now. The final qualifying match is Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest.
Really?
Yeah.
Please let Damian Priest win. No. I don't know, man. Shit. Dominic's already in it, right?
No.
Is he? No, he's not. Good. Okay. Damian Priest then. Yes. Get him in there. I'm just not a fan of Riddle, guys. Do you guys like Riddle?
I love Matt Riddle. What are you talking about?
Well, it's just, I'm a surfer dude, and I think he gives us a bad name, man.
I smoke weed, and I think he gives us a great weed.
I understand. I used to do it 100 miles an hour myself, but damn, I understand it kills brain cells and everything, but does it have to kill all of them? Does it have to kill all of them?
I think that's part of his charm. Like, he's deceptively, like, he knows what he's doing. He plays the fool. Sun Tzu quoted in The Art of War, though capable appear to be incapable.
There you go.
Though effective appear to be ineffective, it confuses your
Chris says, I'm a huge Riddle fan, but he needs Randy.
Randy.
He does need Randy. Yes. We all need Randy.
I mean, there's a possibility Randy might have to retire too.
I know. Yeah. I know. It's his back. It's been getting progressively worse over the years. And God, he's been out for a while. I can't even remember when he left. But hell, that was before Riddle went into rehab, right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. He's been out for a long time.
We're
praying for you, Randy. Want to see you back, dude. My favorite Raw episodes are the ones where he's just RKOing motherfuckers backstage left and right. I love that shit.
RKO out of nowhere.
Awesome. Love it. And TJ says Riddle is stale. Thank you, TJ. I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one that feels that way.
He does need a new foil, a new string.
Zoe Stark,
kind of skunkweed.
Zoe Stark, who I think is actually a good up and coming female.
Zoe Stark, you need to keep your eyes on. She's a Vegas product. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
She's the former FSW women's champion. She was known as Lacey Ryan on the indie scene. She is one to watch. A little weak in the promo department. I like that they paired her with Trish Stratus. She's getting better. Like, if you saw her early NXT run, she couldn't string 3 words together. But now she's actually getting a lot better in the promo department. But in ring, from bell to bell, you will never find somebody better. And I'm sorry, that Z360 finisher is
nice.
It's one of the best finishers in wrestling, in my opinion, male or female. To me, it's iconic what she does.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm pulling for the chick.
I know Triple H is really high on her. She's got a physique, so maybe Vince will be all about it too. I could see her I don't want her to push her to the moon right away. I don't want her to win Money in the Bank, even though she's in it. I can tell you what, though, she will steal the show. She will be the star to watch in that match because she's going to do some crazy stuff. Her matches with Taya Valkyrie on the indie scene, check them out.
Yes, absolutely. Friggin' so I lost my place. I was looking for something else. And then we get to the main event, and it was Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest said he didn't want Judgment Day anywhere near the ring. He's going to take it on by
real
himself.
quick.
Yes.
I'm going to rewind a little bit because I didn't really get to touch on it during the top, like when we got to the top of the show.
Sure.
That promo Seth Rollins cut on Finn Balor.
Yes. No matter what. Yeah.
I know Seth is supposed to be a babyface, but that was some heel shit.
Like, yeah, it was. Yeah,
when he's like, you don't fare too well in title matches with me, and then he poked him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
He poked him in the same shoulder that he fucked up.
No matter what, my championship reign's going to be a lot longer than his was.
Oh my god, that was like, I felt because I'm a huge Finn Balor fan. I have been since the Bully Club days.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I am a huge fan of that man, and like that was just mean. It was freaking mean. And then he did the mic flip like he's Jose Batista hitting a home run. Just bat flips.
Too good. Chris says, I don't follow NXT. What's up with the Hot Topic tag?
Isla Dawn and
I'll take anyone over Shayna and Ronda. I just don't get their appeal. Dude, they're the Brock Lesnar tag team of the women's division, man.
They're the final bosses.
There is no reason why they'd ever lose. That's why they're great.
Yeah, they're going to hold those belts for like
they're going to hold those belts for a long time, Chris. They're both MMA stars before they even came to WWE.
4 horsewomen, well, half of them.
No.
Not to mention Shayna.
Not Ronda and Shayna. No, these two were in the octagon, beating people up for a long time before they even came to wrestling. So, the 4 horsewomen were Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, and
no, there were some MMA 4 horsewomen.
That's right.
MMA were Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke.
Yep. That's it.
All
I forgot about that. I stand corrected.
To WWE at one point in time, and due to injuries and bad booking, and people being on different shows at different times, there was originally in a fantasy book in Triple H's mind that he wanted to go 4-on-4 at a Survivor Series, 4 horsewomen of MMA versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE, and it never materialized.
I think that what was the tall, skinny blonde girl's name?
Jessamine Duke.
She was in, and I dig her. Don't get me
she's
wrong.
Cool.
But
I don't know where. I don't think she came back to wrestling. I think she was done after her release. Marina Shafir is in AEW now, hanging out with Nyla Rose and of course her husband Roderick Strong. So
right.
Love me some Roddy Strong.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. We know Undisputed is all back together now. And
I know Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish got fired.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Kayfabe fired or actually fired?
I'm not sure if it I just know he's no longer with AEW. I don't know if they terminated his contract or if it was a short-term deal that expired and they just elected not to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
But even with getting the Undisputed Era together, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly's still on the shelf. Bobby Fish is an Impact now.
Yeah.
They
tried to get them back together.
I would like to see an Undisputed reunion.
Yeah. That would be nice. Even
if it means you got CM Punk and Bobby Fish in the same locker room.
Well, we're gonna get
CM Punk will probably shut his mouth.
Right. We're gonna get into the leader of Undisputed here in a little bit because that's who was cutting the promo with MJF. But this match, Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest, it was a good match. They both looked good in it. Damian was destroying him out the gate for a good 5 minutes. He was smoking him. And Finn had to come out. I guess because Seth burned him so bad during the friggin' thing. But the reason why I said this might be a face turn for Damian is the way it ended. Because Finn kind of distracted him by accident, and he was asking, what are you doing out here when Seth caught him from behind and got him? So that's why I'm saying, if the dominoes fall the wrong way, he might be leaving Judgment Day, And,
I don't see that happening.
You don't think-
I know they want to push him. I know everybody's really high on Priest right now, especially after Backlash.
Yeah.
I don't see them splitting Judgment Day up right now.
If-
They just split the Bloodline up.
Yeah.
If the dominoes fall, Rhea catch him.
Yeah.
Rhea catch him. Okay. But yeah, that's why I thought to myself, maybe it's a face turn because he went out there by himself. That's not a heel move, you know. Unless you're somebody like Gunther. Now Gunther would do it just to mess with somebody's head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's see. Chris says after they went off the air, Seth invited him out to shake hands. Really?
That must have been after the camera stopped rolling.
Yeah, that's what he said
For the
after they went off
people.
the air. Interesting. Seth endorsing Damian Priest. Interesting. Maybe I may not be too far off.
Yeah, so I'll say that
Big Daddy.
adds weight
That's
your
usually-
I
theory.
don't want Damian Priest as a babyface.
I understand you don't want that.
He's a
I'm
good
just-
heel.
I'm reading the tea leaves as I see them.
Oh.
Going out there by yourself is not a heel move.
No, it's I don't want to see it.
I know you don't
want
want to see it, but I'm just telling you. I'm reading the tea leaves, man. I'm reading the tea leaves. So we got about 10 minutes before we go to break. Let's go ahead and get started on SmackDown because we got a lot to talk about in AEW too. We got a lot of stuff. Let's see. Where's my results for SmackDown?
Oh, quick NXT update. You know your boy has been showing up down there, right?
Yes. We have a match that has to do with that on this card, so we'll definitely get to that. And I like what's going on with him. He's not being retarded. He's not happy or sad or whatever the hell.
I don't know. Allowing Carmelo Hayes to get in his head and losing a Money in the Bank qualifier to Ali of all people.
Yeah, but he didn't.
It wasn't Ali.
Okay. Well, all right. You make fun of my guy all you want. I don't care. I just, I wish
he lost to Butch. That's right.
Look, I will always remember him as the Lone Wolf. He was great when he was the Lone Wolf.
And I'll always remember Butch as Peter Dunne.
Yeah, exactly. See, remember I said something about do we always have to open up with the Brawling Brutes? And you got on me because Pete Dunne's on that team.
Pete Dunne is amazing.
Yeah, I know he is.
And I think he's going to put on a great show in front of his home.
You can't tell me when Baron Corbin was the Lone Wolf, he did not put on great matches. Come on, man. He had a great run right up until he blew the Money in the Bank. When he blew that, it was over for him.
I think he pissed somebody off backstage. That was a burial.
Yeah, it was. It was huge.
That was all of a sudden, like, he pissed somebody off and it's like, summon John Cena and his golden shovel.
Yes. Bury that son of a bitch. You may be right. He might have pissed somebody off.
Zack Ryder knows all about the golden shovel.
He's nothing but he's a company man, dude. I follow him on friggin' Instagram. He's always talking from his house and showing you what he's grilling and stuff. And he's a company man. He's just like Seth and Becky. They'll do anything the boss says, and he's one of those guys.
They know where their bread is buttered.
Yeah. Okay. So
I see it's kind of funny that JBL took him under his wing because I kind of see Corbin as the new JBL, that big stooge, who will take bad booking and get beaten, be a gatekeeper. But like, I think eventually, like, if this does follow the JBL career trajectory, I think maybe we might be in 4 years. I'm going to give it 4 years or within 4 years. They're going to repackage him as something serious and he's going to get a dominant title run.
That would be nice. It'd be nice because I love the kid. I do.
It'd be like, here, you've eaten shit sandwiches for years. Have some ice cream.
Have some ice cream. That's it. Yeah. And you should have a soft spot for him there, Mr. Das Wolfen. He used to play for your football team as a tight end.
I know.
I thought he was a Packer.
Nah, he was a Kansas City Chief, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, the way SmackDown opened was
I just
Paul
know
Heyman.
he used to date one of the hottest women in music when he played for
Actually, it's with the Colts.
What, the Colts?
Wow, we were all wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just looked him up.
Okay.
He did go to Northwest Missouri. He's from Lenox, Kansas, and he did go to Northwest State University here in Missouri.
Okay.
But
besides, the only relevant tight ends the Chiefs have ever had were Tony Gonzalez and the inferior Kelsey brother.
The inferior Kelsey brother.
The two greatest tight ends to ever play the game were both Kansas City Chiefs.
I think Kellen Winslow would have something to say about that.
Nope,
Yeah.
even Winslow acknowledges the greatness of Travis Kelce.
But what about
I
Gronk?
understand Kelsey, but I'm talking about Gonzalez.
What about Gronk?
Say about Gonzalez?
Gronk isn't even in Kelsey's league. And
go ahead, John.
just look at the number of 1,000-yard seasons that he's had. Look at who was the actual leading reception person last year. It wasn't a wide receiver. It was Travis Kelce.
No, it wasn't. It was Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had him and Mahomes on my fantasy team.
I did too. That's
You
why
guys were doing well then. That's sure.
why I won my championship this year.
But the way SmackDown opened up, we had there was no tribal chief this week. No tribal chief.
No.
But his wise man was out there
large.
with Solo Sikoa, breaking down to Jay the plan going forward. That he was going to be, and I hate this word, groomed to be the next tribal chief. All he had to do was beat the ATL. That's all he had to do. Beat the U.S. champion in the main event of SmackDown. Right?
Right.
And shake his hand, right? And that's how the story started this week.
Is it Romanoff?
Jay said, "I'll get back to you about shaking your hand, but I'll take on the U.S.
I'll take
champ,
the title
right?
match.
I'll take the title match, but I'll get back to you about this shaking hands crap."
Isn't Romanoff shooting a movie?
I'm not sure where he's at, but he's going to be back next week. So, but that's how the show started. So we know what the main event is. It's the ATL, as I like to call him.
Yeah.
Austin
A-Town down.
A-Town down. Versus, I've warmed up to this guy. I didn't like him.
Isn't he great?
Yeah, he's fantastic. He really is. I'm enjoying him. I really am.
Austin
I'm
Theory
still not sold on
day
him.
one.
What'd you say, John?
I'm still not sold on him.
Look, after watching this match in the main event of this one, and we'll get to it after the break. We're gonna break down the first match of the night, which of course SmackDown opens up the first match. Who is it?
Brawling Brutes.
Brawling Brutes, of course. I mean, there's two things you can bank on. Okay, Orange Cassidy's gonna open Dynamite, and the Brawling Brutes are gonna open SmackDown every fucking week. But we had the Brawling Brutes.
You buried the lead on my AEW Dynamite review.
Right? Pretty deadly. Yeah. And it was cool. Of course, Austin Theory stole the pin. Of course he did. Right? But yeah.
By hook or by crook, heel shit.
Good. It was good. Then let's see. Have I got the right week? Let me make sure. I may not have the right week. Yeah, I don't have the right week. I am sorry, guys. I don't have the right week. Let me get the right week here. But I'm pretty sure one of the Brawling Brutes, I know he was in SmackDown. It was a qualifying match. Your boy, Pete Dunne.
That's right. And he beat him.
What I keep calling him Pete Dunne. What is his WWE name?
Butch.
Butch. That's it. I just see him as Pete Dunne, man.
He's always Pete Dunne. It's weird. Like whenever I say Gunther, I say that for the listeners and the watch. But in casual conversation, if I'm actually talking about the dude, his name is Walter. His name is Walter.
Yeah, it's Walter, not Gunther. Yeah,
all capitals.
Exactly. Let's see. Yeah, after we had this spot. Yeah, okay. The opening match was Santos Escobar versus Mustafa Ali, which was pretty good if you like high flyers. They were jumping all over the place.
And that was a qualifier, and Santos won.
Right, yeah. Santos won. Yes, absolutely. It's about time the what's it? The Latin World
LWO,
Order,
started with
LWO. Is that what it is? Yes. It's about time they started getting some wins, man. I think now he's in this one, and I'm pretty sure the Zelina Vega made the women's match, right?
Yes, she did.
She was the first one qualifier for women's.
I'd love to see the LWO dominate at Money in the Bank. I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
I think the chances of Zelina Vega winning are much bigger than Santos Escobar. That's for sure. I think he's
I'm actually shocked that they're only going with 6-on-6 for the Money in the Bank. I mean, traditionally it's been 8-on-8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's room for more people in it because that thing's like a big car crash in a match anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. 6 people. It just, I thought it was, I'm like you. I thought it was like 8 people in that thing.
Maybe they're trying to reduce injuries this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Somebody does always come out of Money in the Bank with an injury. So
busted up, right?
Shoot.
But
one time Sheamus almost broke his back.
It was a good match, and I believe during this match, LA Knight was ringside.
Yeah,
talking
to you.
Yeah, he was talking to you. And it's always good to see him, man. I love that guy to death, and I hope he's in line for a push. But listen, we're gonna get back to SmackDown as soon as we get back from the break. You guys hang on. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors, and we'll have a lot more wrestling, including AEW for this week, which is really good.
Take us away, Bill.
Hi, guys. This is Gary from Pop Culture Minefield here on KGRA, and we're leaving for our first break. I hope we survive.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a feel the difference money back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Oh wow, we survived. Welcome back to the commercial break. Now for some more Pop Culture Minefield on KGRA.
That break came at the right time because I had to get up and go grab another one of my new addictions.
What is that, Fuel Up?
No. This is my water addiction because I have to drink so much water a day.
Oh, for your surgery.
Yeah. And this is Propel Black Cherry.
This is my one soda a day because I am preparing for...
So wait a minute. What you guys are trying to tell me is we're all drinking something that's not the sponsored drink.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
We're all fired. Okay.
Yeah, well.
I'm still waiting on my samples to arrive.
I'm just kidding.
I've
you guys
never
check out
samples.
the Fuel Up. It's supposed to be really good, man. Okay, so we left off with the qualifying match between the High Flyers, the Latin World Order, and Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, man, he's turning out to be looking. Dragon Roo says water. Huh? Huh? Hey man, what's good for you, son? Drink some water, damn it. Hey, I tell you what, I shed 40 pounds just by getting off sodas and just drinking water. So there, get some. Okay.
I'm down to one a day. Only one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that because those of you that don't know, he's in the Vegas area. So we actually started at 11 o'clock in the morning, and after a long Saturday night, I'm sure
Yeah.
You need some pep in your step with something, right?
It wasn't like I was out partying or anything. I was, I like I said, I was up till like 4 a.m. playing Tears of the Kingdom last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Well, that'll wipe you out just as bad, dude.
I know.
Shoot.
Have you built anything cool yet?
I'm still like, I know that like the crafting is a big element of the game, but like I construct the bare minimum to progress the story. I'm not a crafter in games. Like games like Minecraft, like Fallout 4, the worst part of the game was the settlement. Like the only thing keeping me from a platinum trophy on Fallout 4, the only trophy I have not unlocked besides the platinum is the one where you have to have your settlement at max happiness. Because I could give two shits about the settlement mechanic. But that's video games. That's for another podcast.
Hang on, Dragon Roost. I got to answer Dragon Roost. Dragon Roost says, "Wow, were you broke or in a hard place when that happened, Joe?" I was diagnosed with diabetes, and I don't like taking pills, so I made a life choice to become a food Yahtzee, my friend. I don't drink sodas anymore. I haven't had a soda in 2.5 years, or chocolate for that matter. Two things I was addicted to before that. So.
See, I can give up on chocolate. I'm not a big chocolate head.
Yeah. No, it was a life choice, Dragon Roost. That's what it was. I like being around and hanging out with my friends. I didn't want to die an early death.
Right.
I actually had a piece of sugar-free chocolate, or not sugar-free chocolate, but non-sugar-free chocolate this weekend.
Probably made my stomach flip.
It didn't make my stomach flip, but I was like, "Oh God, this is so rich." No.
Yeah. Once you're used to eating a different way, you have some of that stuff. I know. First piece of chocolate I had, my stomach flipped, and you know what I got it for? They gave me a little birthday celebration first year over there at the helpline. And they got me one of those Pizza Hut friggin' cookies, man. You know, they hit me below the frickin' belt, and right, and that and a brownie, and I ate the brownie, and let them carve up the cookie, and the brownie, it had my stomach flipping, man. I only ate half of it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, well, I had one of those Lunchables for lunch the other day.
Yeah.
And I pulled out, I ate everything, the crackers and the meat and cheese.
Right.
But I left the candy. So I ate it. I just, it was like, it was like mini the Crunch Mini.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the little mini fun size bar or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'll just, it's sitting there. I'll just eat it. And I was like, no, won't be doing that again. So,
well, let's see. The next thing on the SmackDown card was Isla Dawn and Alba Fire came out. The NXT Women's Champions. Now they've been drafted to SmackDown.
Yes,
but they're still wrestling with the NXT belts. And they came out and they were talking, and they got interrupted by the Brock Lesnar's of the women's division, Ronda Rousey. Yeah. And
I'm going to start calling them Shonda Raisler. Shonda Rousler.
That's pretty good.
Good one, man. That's a good one. Well, my wife is a huge Ronda Rousey fan. You know why? She spells it the same way my wife does. No H. She's actually
get the H out.
Right, get the H out. She's actually talking about getting one of those vanity plates that says no H on it.
Oh wow, okay, that's funny.
Yeah. She actually thinking about doing that because everybody wants to spell Ronda with an H, And so yeah, she's a huge fan. She's got one of those Rowdy Ronda t-shirts that looks like a Hot Rod t-shirt,
I gotta ask, when we're talking, like, just as a little sidebar about like name spellings and all that. Now, Das Wolfen, as a fellow John, because we do have the same first name here.
Yeah.
Do people sometimes?
It's my middle name, by the way.
So do some people, like, when writing your name out, transpose the O and the J?
Yes.
The O and the H.
The O and the H. Yeah.
I'm like,
or they leave out the H entirely. It's just
like, I've never seen that. I've never seen it spelled like that in any language, in any. What in the world would possess you to think that's how it's spelled? That's like spelling Jim JMI.
Here's another.
Why would you ever put the H before the O?
Yeah, well, you know, in some countries it's done that way, and the H is silent. So you know,
the H is always silent, but it's supposed to go.
I'm just saying some words. I'm not saying John specifically.
Oh,
but
yeah, my God, it's like. If it was an isolated incident, I'd understand, but it's happened frequently throughout my entire 41 years of existence.
Freaks me out is when people try and call me, say my middle name is Jonathan. I'm like, no, it's
I
John.
hate that. Jonathan and John are two completely different names.
Yeah, I've been called Jonathan before, and I'm like, no, I'm just John.
It's John or Johnny. No, Jonathan is a different name. That's like if my name was
Mark, totally different name. It has no H in it.
Yeah,
there's no H in it. Hello. That's the distinction. If you see an H in there, his name is John. It's not Jonathan.
I was never a Johnny either.
Right now. Yeah. Now that we've got the correct grammatics going for our names.
Sorry.
No, it's great, man. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler come out there, and basically they ham-fisted a unification belt.
They're
match.
Bullies. I love it. That's their gimmick. They're just bullies.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it was a weird transition. You know, I think it was Isla Dawn actually called what it was.
A unification match.
Yeah,
she's got a thick. Both of those women have some of the thickest Scottish brogues.
Yes, they do. They do, and it was fun. I mean, it wasn't a total. That they actually stood their ground and got them out of the ring.
And I think unifying both those belts is the right thing to do. I've been calling for it for months because you
don't have enough tag teams.
Yeah, NXT and the main roster don't have enough tag team to justify two women's tag belts floating around there. And they need to unify it, and they need to do the original premise of the belts, which is defended on all three brands. So I want to see Shayna and Ronda going down to NXT and wipe the floor with those girls.
Yeah.
I want to see them on SmackDown and Raw. Ronda's a star. Love her or hate her, she is a star. She puts eyes on the product, and the more shows she is on, the more casual viewers will tune in.
I'm
Ronda
not out of
wrestling now? Let me check that out.
I don't think I'm out of bounds saying she's the female Brock Lesnar.
She is. I've been saying that for years, too.
Yeah, absolutely. She would not be beaten if she didn't really want to be. You know,
my only concern is when this match is happening. Okay, how many matches? This is a rhetorical question. I'm just putting it out there for the people. How many matches are booked already for Money in the Bank in London? 2.
Yeah, the men's
Money in the Bank and the women's Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah. There's not really any other ones. I mean, it's kind of a foregone conclusion that we're gonna have Brock Lesnar and
Cody Rhodes.
But maybe not. Maybe not, because they sure threw Dom in his face this week.
Yeah, and I think they might be saving Brock and Cody for 3 for SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a marquee match. That's something you want to. Where do you go from after that? You know, both guys won't have time to build another feud between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Johnny, because of the Miz TV section, because he heavily said, "Hey, Brock is on his usual
hunting trip,
hibernation. The bear's in hibernation, right?"
So yeah, I mean, like, why? I mean, this title unification match to me is a high-profile match. You have
that's
Ronda
a SummerSlam match.
I'm saying that should be a Money in the Bank match, especially because Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I almost called her Kaylee Ray, which was Alba Fire's original name.
Yeah,
both of those women are from the UK, and when you're doing a foreign pay-per-view, you want to feature stars from that country. That's why Butch is in the Money in the Bank match. You know, having this match at Money in the Bank seemed like it would be a better booking decision than having it on SmackDown 3 weeks from now.
Yes.
Yeah, but Money in the Bank is basically like a qualifier pay-per-view if you stop and think about it, because that's all Money in the Bank
they're trying to position it as the fifth. Like if you already have the big 4, you know, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and the Rumble, but for years they've been trying to build up Money in the Bank to be like a 5th like major event. I
Yeah.
mean, they tried to sell out the stadium here for Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank last year was in Vegas. And originally it was booked at Allegiant Stadium where they had SummerSlam, and they almost sold out SummerSlam. It was great attendance. They thought they could do the same thing with Money in the Bank, but people are like, Money in the Bank isn't on the same level as SummerSlam, so they wind up having to change venues to the MGM Garden Arena, which it was still a great show, you know, but I mean, if you want it to be a big show, you got to put on big matches.
Yeah. Other than the ladder matches, you've got to
feature talent.
Yeah.
Who, like, again, like Kaylee Ray, Isla Dawn are both from the UK. The pay-per-view is in the UK. That's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer.
Put it on the card.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. By the way, the subtext of this show, of course, we know was main event Jey Uso, and his test upcoming at the end of the show. And Paul Heyman met him backstage and was telling him he needed to get his passport ready. He's going to get on the jet and all this stuff. And he lined out all this stuff, how they're going to groom him to be the next guy and all this stuff. And Jay said, well, that all sounds really great. The only thing is, if I'm in the bloodline, you're not gonna be, and walked off. So he has instantly made an enemy. They're building this as Heyman's the guy pulling Roman's strings. He's the one gaslighting Roman, not the other way around. And that's the way this looked. It looked, at least, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the way they're making this look.
See, there's one flaw in Heyman's plan, though. There can only be one tribal chief.
Yes.
The tribal chief shares power with no one.
No one. That's it.
And do you think Roman's going
He's
anywhere
like Sauron.
soon?
He shares power with no one. Yes.
That's like being the next tribal chief is like now King Charles.
Yeah, right?
It's like, okay, like you.
Okay, he's been coronated. Who cares?
Not only that, it's like he's in his late 80s. Like, how long is his reign really going to be?
Right.
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
No offense,
and they're up, by the way.
I don't mean to speak ill of the king, but I saw clips of the coronation. He did not look like he was in the best of health.
No, he doesn't.
I think he's just keeping the seat warm for William at this point.
But that's the way they're laying it out. Now, the other thing that was going on backstage, which I kind of enjoyed, they're going to have what do they call that? Gauntlet match between, how many was it? About 5 tag teams?
Yeah, let's see if I can remember them without looking it up.
Okay.
Street Profits.
Yes.
Brawling Brutes, Ridge Holland, and Sheamus Edition.
Yes.
Yes, boys. Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
Who I think are going to win. Love those guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty Deadly?
Oh, God.
Please, no.
They're so awesome.
Then again, it is Pride Month. We do need some of that, I guess. Oy.
Oh, God. And,
keep going.
Who else you got? There were 5 teams in all, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm missing 2. God, who were the ones that were originally talking when Pretty Deadly came in?
It was Pretty Deadly.
Oh, Latino World Order. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde showed up, so that's 4.
Yes.
And
pretty sure it was 5. Let me scroll down here. I mentioned it just because I remembered about it, but I don't know exactly where it showed up in the show. Let's see. Trying to remember who was the 5th one. It wasn't the Vikings. It wasn't the Viking Raiders.
Stop trying to make the Viking Raiders happen. It's never.
Yeah, stop trying to make that happen. Pretty Deadly, the Street Profits, the Brawling Brutes,
LWO,
Imperium. I think was one of them.
Was Imperium?
I think Kaiser and his buddy were one of them. Yeah.
No, because Kaiser and Gunther have a tag match against KO and Sammy on this week's Raw.
Okay.
So I don't think it was them.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna make me look it up, aren't you?
Yeah, go ahead and look it up, man. I'll keep going down the card.
Yeah,
because we got to get to AEW, and we only got 45 minutes left. Okay, so we've got a unification match for the women's titles, which is good. I think we all agree that needs to happen. That way you can maximize your women's tag teams. And speaking of tag teams, Damage Control had Bailey out there against Mia Yim for a Money to the Bank qualifier. BOC.
Yeah, Gallows and Anderson. That's who it was.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the sweetness. Yeah, I forgot. That's right.
Good brother, me brother.
I couldn't remember who it was, man. Yep. Okay, so we got a qualifying match with Mia Yim versus Bailey. It was a good match, but Bailey won. You know, Bailey is she. You can say what you want about Bailey. I call her a butterface. Okay, myself, but that's just me. But she is a great talent. She knows what she's doing, and
oh yeah,
you know. But it's just sad to see her leading a faction, and the faction.
I actually think this might be the end of the faction soon.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Io Sky, after the reception she got at the last pay-per-view.
Come on, man. She's going solo. Gotta be.
Oh, she needs to be. Like, Io Sky is amazing.
Io Sky's qualified. So
yeah, they're both in the match, and I think that's when the turn's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Io
Sky's
could we see a return of babyface Bailey?
That would be nice, because I just don't buy her as a bad guy. She's much better.
She's a great bad guy. She's like super Karen.
I don't think she is. Me and my wife both are the opinion I can't buy into her as a bad guy.
She's
super much
Karen.
more believable as a babyface. That's just my opinion, though, Johnny. I could be wrong. I remember how good her run was as a face, and that's what she's really good at. That's what the kids want to see. That's for sure.
Well, I feel like her babyface run was a lot better in NXT than it was on the main roster. Like NXT, she was the heart and soul of NXT. Like she was. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, so she's in, and then we've got what I had him make the thumbnail about this week. We have another new belt.
So this confused me.
It should confuse the shit out of you. What the hell is this?
I mean, it's a pretty belt, but
it's a pretty belt.
It's the
it
WWE.
Looks just like the one that Roman got. Only it's
and
white,
again, it's a pretty belt. That one was a pretty belt too. But
what are we?
So this is the WWE Women's title now. It's not the Raw Women's title anymore. It's the WWE Women's title.
WWE Women's title. So
if I were Rhea Bloody Ripley, I would have something to say about that.
Right? I'd be bitching about it. And it's going to be interesting to watch Raw this week and see if she is bitching about it. Because, I mean, I haven't really looked at that belt, but does it say Undisputed Women's Championship on it?
I don't know if it says Undisputed.
Because if it does, you know what I'm saying?
So are they just combining all the titles now? And so does that mean
I think should happen?
Does that mean all champions are going to be expected to pull double duty now?
No, see, that's why it's so confusing, Johnny. I don't get it. If you're gonna replace the Raw one, all right, what are you doing with the SmackDown one? And
exactly.
It's on Raw. On top of that,
I feel like that women's division is way too deep. I mean, unless they really are going to build up the women's tag division and actually like peel some of these girls off into the tag division.
Yeah.
Like you are a tag wrestler. You are now a tag team wrestler.
Right.
You are in the tag division.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could see how only one title is justified, and your main event players like your Becky Lynch's, your Charlotte's, your Bianca's, they can compete for the one belt. But you need more tag teams if you're going to have a division around it. And I mean, I don't mean Franken teams. I've never been a fan of Franken teams. I mean, actually pair two women up, sync the gimmick, like Katana Chance and Caden Carter. They've been a tag team for years in NXT. Mm-hmm. They have the same gimmick now. Like they're the party kids, and of course I know Katana Chance from her days on Ninja Warrior. Casey
Well,
Catton's
you know,
are
the best
amazing.
Franken team ever was Cesaro
Amazing.
team ever was Cesaro and Sheamus
Yeah.
when they got slammed together.
No. But see,
Remember
even then, their gimmicks eventually merged and they became the Bar, and
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite tag teams.
It was
Like, I
awesome. What I'm saying is
still
that's
love
the
Bar.
rarity. That's the rarity. It doesn't really.
We don't set
work
the
out
bar.
usually.
We are the Bar.
We are the Bar. It was awesome. They did I'm saying that's the rarity.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, these Franken teams that you slam together, that, you know,
Like Raquel
recently,
Rodriguez
now
and her
it did
partner of
work
the
when they
week.
put Sonya Deville and, you know, the two Karens, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. When they put them together, that was pretty cool.
Well, see,
I did like
originally
that
it was
one.
supposed to be Chelsea Green and Carmella.
Yeah.
Which I feel like would have been a great pairing. Unfortunately,
Carmella had to go have a
Graves
kid.
decided not to wear protection one night and knocked Mrs. Graves up.
Yeah. Mrs. Graves.
From my understanding, oops.
What? Ooh.
I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry. This
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the Corey Graves thing. Carmella
This is going to be Rhea Ripley's belt.
What?
Interesting.
World champion.
Okay. So is that the World Women's Championship and the other one's the WWE
I
Women's
was fixing
Championship?
to say,
Yeah.
Okay.
that looks a lot like the one they just gave Seth Rollins.
Yeah, okay. Now I see what they're doing then. And good on Rhea for getting a big gold.
Okay. Maybe they're trying to look like the AEW belt with all that gold. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, the AEW belt does look a lot more prestigious.
Yes, it does.
But do you know what makes it look even more prestigious?
Because it's on MJF's waist.
Because it's like got a Burberry strap. The Triple B, baby.
Yep.
It's a better belt than yours, and you know it.
And you know it. No, well, we're going to get into that. We got to get done with. Let's get done with SmackDown. Okay, so what happened during this is it everybody's favorite thing that happens on SmackDown about every 6 months. Friggin' Charlotte come out and threw down the gauntlet after Pierce had already given a friggin' rematch to Belair backstage. And here comes Rhea Ripley Charlotte throwing down the gauntlet, and Asuka automatically accepts. So
Charlotte, don't wait in line.
Yeah. So, you know, and then of course she tries to miss her. They have a little fight.
Asuka's belt does say undisputed.
It does say undisputed. Okay. Then they better have our girl Rhea Ripley a little bit pissed off on Raw this week. They better.
They're probably giving her the Universal. So you have the Universal and the Undisputed.
Okay.
I'll
be glad when they're done with all of this.
Yeah.
So I can figure out which belts are relevant and which ones are going on the dust heap. Because I still
don't even get me
Heyman
started
is
on
still
talking
carrying
about the
around
lineage.
both of them. He's
Don't
still
even-
carrying around the SmackDown and WWE, the Universal and the WWE one. He's still carrying them around.
Oh my God, if Roman comes out with all three belts, I'm going to be like, yes. Yes.
Why?
That's Heyman's workout is carrying those belts.
It is. And to me, like, to me, wrestling is all about little things, mannerisms, and to me, one of the most iconic things about that Bloodline entrance, like Roman Reigns' big Sephiroth music entrance, I don't need the big CGI Roman in the air.
No.
But it's when he's already got a belt on and Heyman's carrying the other one and he just does that hand flip.
Yep.
For Heyman to hand him the second belt.
Yep.
Just that casual little the little nuanced things Roman does.
Your new nuance.
It's his I don't care. Just hand me the belt. Present it.
Okay. So what you want to see, what I'm hearing here is what you want to see is this week when he comes out on SmackDown, you want to see him with the gold on.
Yeah.
Right? And you want to see Heyman with the Universal.
And Solo
with the WWE. And he goes.
Yeah. It holds them both up.
That's what you want to see. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Hey, you taking notes, Vince? All right. We're telling you how to book it, man. Okay. But anyway,
to me, that ups Roman's cool factor by 10 points. That and the Brock Lesnar microphone thing.
Yes.
Like some of the things that like Roman just does casually, just up his cool factor.
Yes, it does.
They really do.
It does. But getting back to this, Charlotte. Now I know you love her to death, and I acknowledge her greatness. She's a great wrestler, but God, she needs to. First of all, not tie her hair back anymore. Okay, that looked horrible. And my wife can't get over the fact every time she comes out, my wife goes, "My God, that girl has no figure. She's a plank." You know,
she's got no butt. She's got no butt. She's never had a butt.
She has lack of hips and no ass at all. Yeah.
and normally I'm not one. Normally I'm not one to rip apart a woman's looks. You know, I believe we need to. I believe we need to build people up and not tear them down. But Charlotte destroyed her face.
Yes,
with the plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
And that's why I'm saying she shouldn't pin the hair back. She should have her hair done up when she comes out.
I mean, you go back like even 5 or 6 years and watch a Charlotte match, like when she was feuding with Sasha and all that. Like,
she was a pretty girl.
Why did she get the plastic surgery?
Yeah. She looked good. Why did she do that to herself?
Like, I don't know why they do this to themselves.
Oh
but God. You know what my wife said? She said,
and Saraya is another one. Paige, like,
oh God, yeah.
Girl,
she doesn't even look like Paige anymore.
Yeah,
huh?
She didn't even look like Paige anymore.
Oh my God, like you're a beautiful woman. Stop with the Botox.
You know what my wife said? She said, "Did she have a breast reduction?" I was like, "I don't know."
Charlotte did have a breast reduction.
Yeah, yes, I figured she needed one. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. Well, she was actually out with injury for a while because one of her implants actually busted.
Yeah, that's happened to her in the past,
and that put her on the shelf for like 6 or 7 months. So like, when she came back the last time, like when she took out Ronda, that's when she got the reduction. Like that's why she was out for so long. They said it was a broken arm that Ronda caused, but it was actually
got it. Yeah. Okay, so apparently we're gonna get Charlotte versus Asuka here pretty quick. Probably at Money in the Bank. Probably.
And I think Bianca's gonna go heel and take both of them out.
Really?
I think that whole bit with Adam Pearce was sowing
backstage is sowing the seeds of I'm pissed off and I'm going to start nuking people.
She looked salty.
Yeah. Okay.
And we got a half an hour left. Pierce. I'll get you.
We got to run through this real quick.
That would mean SummerSlam, a triple threat for the women's championship.
And I'm about it. I'm all for it. Strap me in. That's butts and seats right there. I'll watch that.
Let's see. We had another qualifier, and this one, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's I'm a closet case Baron Corbin fan. Everybody knows that. Him and Butch,
Peter Doom.
They had the guy that Baron Corbin beat up on NXT last week.
Carmelo.
His name is Carmelo Hayes. He is the NXT champion.
He's the NXT champion.
Put some respect on that man's name.
Yep. And
Mello don't miss.
And the distraction of those guys being ringside cost him the match, and Pete Dunne got him. I say Pete Dunne. I keep doing it, man. I can't help it.
I'm telling you, like, Butch sucks. The name sucks.
Butch does suck.
Hey,
can we bring Peter Dunne back?
My dad's nickname was Butch. So
that's cool for your dad. It's not cool for one of the best technical wrestlers on the
planet. But anyway, he's in. Butch is in Money in the Bank, and I just
you got to show off your UK talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, going to Great Britain, they need these guys in the match.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's awesome. I do like what they're doing with Baron. He sounds like he's a little tougher, and him being a free agent, being able to go anywhere is pretty good. You know, he's not being the whiny bitch right now. You know, I like that.
So when is Money in the Bank anyway? Is that this weekend or
July
next
1st?
July 1st. Okay.
Beginning of July. And then we had Shotzi Io Sky qualifier, and Io Sky won, of course.
Of course.
So putting her in the match with Bailey. So that's going to be interesting.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I spoiled that. Sorry.
She's
and then
the end of the show.
The end of the show, we had the United States Championship match between main event Jey Uso and the ATL. And it was a good match. It was really good. But what the thing everybody's going to remember is another super kick heard around the world during the chaos at the end of the match, of course, the ref gets bumped out. Right? As soon as
Well,
I
the match
saw
was
that,
over.
I
Why
was
do you
like,
need a ref?
oh man, here we go.
The match was over at that point. Why do you need a ref?
Right? But we had Austin Theory won, and Solo come out to fuck up. No,
Jay.
it was Jimmy. Jimmy Uso came out to help his brother. That's what he did, and Jay, or no, not Jay. Solo came out. Help me out with this, Johnny.
All right, so
all
Jimmy
three of
came
them
out to help Jay. Solo came out to lay out Jimmy.
to lay out Jimmy, and Jay stopped him, grabbed his arm.
Jay stopped him.
Right?
It led to a little tussle in the ring.
Right.
They shot Jay off into the ropes.
He comes off. Jimmy goes to super kick Solo. He sees it coming and ducks out of the way.
And Jimmy super kicks Jay right in the face.
Jimmy super kicks Jay.
See, that's not around the world super kick. Like, Jimmy deliberately targeted Roman and hit Roman. That was the super kick heard around the world.
Right.
This one was an accident.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be interesting to see what's up with Jay going forward, because he didn't have nothing for any of them at the end of it.
Nope.
He didn't want to talk to Jimmy. He didn't want to hear from Paul Heyman. Of course, he's already laid out what he thinks of Heyman. Okay. And I want to see the brothers save the younger brother. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Right now, they're all split. None of them.
I just want to see Solo smile again. I've seen that man smile.
Right?
In person.
He just
yeah.
He's got the bouncer look,
Right?
Yeah. He's the doorman.
All right. So AEW,
baby.
Well, I'm going to do this real quick and dirty. There are some things I want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Well, I know you buried the lead earlier, but what do you think started Dynamite this week?
Gee whiz! I think I heard Starship again.
I think I heard Starship again. Jesus,
Jane.
Come on, Tony Khan, please.
Wherever, Wang, whatever. Yeah.
We love Orange Cassidy. I do like Orange Cassidy.
I do too.
But come on, man. I don't need to see him jerking every curtain.
Right.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Even at Double or Nothing, the first match on the card was the Battle Royal.
And guess who came out last? Before they went off the air.
Oh, man.
The main pay-per-view. It was Jane.
So, great match between him and Swerve Strickland.
Swerve Strickland can still go. He's awesome. Yeah.
They had a very good competitive match. It could have gone either way. I thought Orange Cassidy could have actually lost tonight.
Yes.
Or that night.
Absolutely.
However, he did beat Swerve, but he did it in a way that actually kind of protected Swerve. So, like, it wasn't a clean, like, Swerve still looked good in defeat. And then, of course, he summons his boys down to beat down on poor injured Orange Cassidy, and who makes the save? It's Sting.
Yes, the lights go out, and all of a sudden, Sting and Darby Allin are in the ring.
Yeah. But Orange Cassidy did need to pull the tights to win. So a little dirty pull on his case.
A little dirty pull, but he did it after that guy tried to do it to him.
No, well, yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. It was a loss that protected Swerve.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see them getting another rematch down the road, and I could see Swerve winning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think Swerve is the guy to take that belt off eventually.
Okay.
Next up, we had now this is to set up for coming off of the backs of the latest New Japan event.
By the way,
we have another match.
You let me know. You're doing the AEW stuff, so let me know when you want to talk about the next pay-per-view, because there's a couple of dream matches on that fucking card.
I'm going into that right now.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, over the weekend, somebody challenged Kazuchika Okada, and that man is Bryan Danielson
from the Blackpool Combat Club.
That's right.
Yes. Oh man, I'm gonna have to buy this one, buddy.
I'm a little sad though. I'm a little sad.
Why?
because that means we're not getting Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. again.
Okay. Wow.
I felt cheated out of that match last year because we never got it because of Bryan's injury.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to see it. But, I mean, Danielson versus Okada?
I'm a bigger fan of Okada.
That's a
Sorry.
dream
I
match.
love the Rainmaker, man. His
my
feud with Chris Jericho is what got me really watching.
Oh, my. But, that line, he's like, they call you the Rainmaker. Well, I'm like walking through the freaking desert.
Yeah. There won't be
man.
any rain. You'll be in the desert. Yeah.
Right.
It was excellent, man.
It was
the promo he
chef
cut.
kiss.
Look, and guys, listen, if you haven't looked up these promos that they cut for New Japan, it may be the best thing they do.
I believe it's on New Japan's YouTube channel. Check it out.
Okay.
And
Go check it out, because half the time these things are full of 4-letter words. I mean, they don't worry about language over in Japan. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, some of the stuff that built up a couple of those Jericho Kenny Omega matches, man. Hell, they were attacking each other at friggin' press events and shit. Right? It was awesome. Yeah.
Well,
great.
And speaking of press events, Will Ospreay called out Kenny Omega for
they're gonna go again. Yes.
Sequel. And if you want to turn back the time machine and go through our archives, check out the review we did on this very show of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes, sir.
And you will basically hear me and Joe gush about that Kenny Omega Will Ospreay match for almost 30 straight minutes.
Hell yeah!
If that one's still up, isn't that one of the ones that YouTube like struck us for
I don't know.
No, because
isn't that the one we got in trouble for Kenny Omega's intro?
Yeah,
might have
the one-winged angel.
Yeah,
who knows? But let me tell you, boys and girls, if you've never seen Will Ospreay, the first bit I got to see of him, I was a big fan of when Dynamite first started. I was a big fan of B. Priestley, and I watched a couple of matches during COVID of those two wrestling each other. They actually wrestled each other. And that's when I got turned on to him. And this guy is fantastic. I love Will Ospreay. He's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Good mixture of wrestling, old school wrestling, plus some really dynamite offense and inventive offense. He's fantastic.
Of course, B. Priestley's in WWE now as Blair Davenport. I think she's been injured, though.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, I love B. Priestley, man. I dig her. Blair Davenport, whatever they call her now. But
so the next Dynamite match was actually to support that match and build interest for it. You had Danielson on commentary, and you had his boys, the BCC, my boys, taking on the U.S. contingent of Chaos, which is Okada's New Japan faction.
Right.
So you had both the faction leaders sitting this one out while the boys fought. And so it was Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta, Moxley, and Claudio versus Rocky Romero and the Best Friends.
Yep.
And
it was great.
Of course, BCC puts on a clinic.
Yes, of course.
They're the strongest thing on AEW's roster right now.
Yeah, they are.
They're not going to beat them like that.
You know what amazes me, Johnny, is every time, of course, Mox comes through the crowd because he loves this shit. He loves being with the fans and everything. That's what I love about Jon Moxley. But what strikes me is because he's so lanky, you forget how big Claudio is, dude. That is a huge dude.
So when Danny and I were at Double or Nothing, like BCC made their entrance right next to us. I'm sure you saw the video.
Right, I did.
And dude, Claudio walked right like my shoulder's here, his is up here.
Yeah,
that dude is yoked.
He is huge.
Isn't he like 6'7"?
Yeah, he's up there. I don't think he's quite 7 feet tall, but he is.
No, not 7 foot. 6'7".
He's got
6'7".
He's probably. I'm 5'7", so he's probably got about a foot on me.
All I know is he towers over Jon Moxley, and I know Jon Moxley's at least 6'2".
Yeah, and Danielson's pretty big too. I mean, he's about my height. He might be a few inches taller than me, but like, he's deceptively big.
But they put on a great match, man. They really did. And Best Friends, I can, whatever. But
but after the match. After the match, the Hung Bucks, as they're calling themselves.
The Hung Bucks. How stupid is that shit? God,
as stupid as all
I'm
three
so glad
guys
they're
involved.
Backstage, man. I'm so glad they're backstage.
Freaking empty-headed Adam Page and the Hardley Boys, as Cornette calls them. called out BCC. I'm like, oh my God, you guys just didn't Anarchy in the Arena teach you anything?
No, they want to do it again. Fine. No problem.
All right.
Bring
so next up we have the promo. The
promo, baby. It was great.
Your superior AEW world champion came out. MJF was just doing his usual shit, talking to the crowd.
Calling everybody in Colorado a bunch of drug addicts.
Well, I thought the best was when they say you suck, and he's like, your mom swallows.
Yeah, your mom
swallows. Call me a little immature, but like, I'm sorry, I thought that was clever as shit.
Awesome.
You know, because nobody's on nobody's on the same level as the devil.
No.
Cue Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
And they got into a verbal war of words that was better than anything I've seen on AEW in a while.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of like behind the scenes stuff, and these guys both pulled out like a lot of little insider bits. Like
they did
a lot of if you know kind of things.
Right.
Going back their entire career. The only thing that missed out, and this is a side note, this is a goal of mine at an AEW live event, and this goes out to all the listeners. I give you permission to do this. I tried to do it at Double or Nothing. I tried to do it at Dynamite. I want the entire arena to sing "You Are My Sunshine."
You are my sunshine, please. They've gotten
when
away
MJF
from it,
is
man.
out there cutting a promo. I want to see the look on his face if he has an entire arena singing "You Are My Sunshine."
Yes, right in the middle of a match. They got to do that.
Oh God, yes.
Oh,
but yeah, it was a great promo. There was a lot of choice digs in there, and you actually could see MJF break character and lose his shit when Adam Cole actually like insinuates that he uses steroids.
Yes, he did.
So,
yeah, you had to bring him my body, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's go pee in a cup backstage and see who's clean and who's not. And he lost his shit, man.
Oh my
God.
But yeah, no, MJF was he brought up Vinnie Mac, he brought up NXT, he brought up like the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, he did this usual thing he does.
Nobody does wordplay like MJF.
Just to smack him down, yeah.
Like just the way MJF crafts his promos, like the wordplay he uses, like that's undisputed.
Yeah, that's undisputed. See what I did there? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. He's the best, man. Oh
my God! If you watch anything from Dynamite this week and you haven't seen it, go check out this exchange between Adam Cole and MJF. It is, if you're an up and coming wrestler, this is a masterclass on promos on both.
How to do a promo? Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
because
how to take a promo, how to fire back.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Jungle Hook made a return.
Jungle Hook, yeah.
Yeah, because apparently we need to Franken team Jungle Boy with everybody, and
I guess
they had a pretty entertaining match with it was tornado tag rules with Preston Vance and Dralistico.
Tornado tag where they don't tag, they just all beat each other.
Yeah, they're
up
all in the ring, and
yeah.
apparently weapons are legal, and there's no countouts. It's basically a hardcore match because this one got a little bloody.
Just call it what it is, a no disqualification tag match. Yeah.
Preston Vance got busted open real good, and there's one point where he's just beating on Hook's back, bleeding all over him. Like Hook is literally covered in covered in blood, like he's having a day trip at Elizabeth Bathory's house, like just covered in Preston Vance's blood.
Wow.
Oh, it was gushing. It was spurt.
Yeah, I didn't see anything past the promo. I ran out of time before the show. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll have to watch it afterwards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, baby faces went over. Obviously, Jungle Boy got the snare trap for the win.
Okay.
But yeah, Preston Vance was a bloody mess. He got hit in the head with a chain.
Ooh.
But I think he bladed too deep.
Yikes.
Next, we had Chris Statlander defending the TBS Championship against Anna JAS.
Wow.
Freaking Daddy Magic getting his nipples hard he was at ringside for the whole match, up to his usual JAS antics. Eventually, Statlander won. Easy match. The real story here, though, is Taya Valkyrie watching from backstage.
Really?
Looking more and more furious, and I can see a Taya heel turn coming real soon.
Oh, yeah.
And if you watch her stuff on the indies, Taya Valkyrie's a much better heel than
she needs to be a heel 24/7.
So good.
Yes,
so good.
She does. Yes, absolutely.
Konosuke Takeshita came out to a huge amount of heat with Don Callis. Squashed a local guy. Don Callis started cutting a promo, laying into Kenny Omega again. The heat from the crowd was almost. Don Callis is a professional and he's able to get his words out.
He's good.
That amount of heat could have buried somebody who, like Dominic Mysterio, would not be able to cut a promo through that heat. This man is hated.
Yeah, he is.
So
It's great. I was so hoping that that whole program they were doing with Don Callis a couple of months ago was going to get him solo away from the elite, and it didn't work. But Don Callis is great at being the shithead. Yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
God, he's so
The
good.
question is, does he have X-Pac heat?
Not quite.
No.
He's got Roman Reigns just beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania heat right now.
There you
Oh,
go.
that's
There you go.
neat.
It's not quite X-Pac's heat. That's like the next level up.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that happened was backstage, Christian Cage and Luchasaurus jumped Brock Anderson, Arn's kid. So that's further in that storyline. We might actually see Arn in the ring to fight Luchasaurus, which
Arn actually wrestling? No.
sounded like he was calling Luchasaurus out. He said anytime,
Oh.
anywhere.
Oh,
I know.
come on. No.
I don't need to see old ass.
No,
Arn
I don't need to see old man. Please, Bookers, leave Ric Flair and the Minnesota Wrecking Crew out of it. Please. If you don't mind. They're too old. Look, those guys are not like Sting. Sting is a health nut. He's taking care of himself. He's in his early 60s, and he can.
And he's super religious, so he's got Jesus on his side.
Yes, he's got God on his side, and if God's on your side, who can be against you, right?
And the only person God's ever lost to was Vince McMahon.
There you go. There it is. It really did, guys. Look it up. It did. Yep. But what do we got left here? We got
we got the main
one
event.
I really want to watch Ricky Starks versus Jay White. How did
Great match. It was actually a really entertaining match. Furthered their storyline. I think it closed the book on this chapter with Bullet Club Gold versus Ricky Starks. I think if the story is going to progress, it's going to evolve. But the real takeaway from this match was Bullet Club Gold is apparently growing because the guns came out and hit the 310 from Yuma on Ricky Starks.
Wow.
So
Jay
White won the match. But the guns got the victory for Jay White. And I think it's strongly implied that the guns are joining Bullet Club Gold.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
As if you needed another reason to hate the guns, the ass boys.
Right, the ass boys.
Yeah, they're
man.
Bullet gang, bang, bang.
Bullet gang, bang, bang. Everybody pull your pistols out. Right?
So, it wasn't, it was a good episode of Dynamite. The in-ring action was decent, but
yeah, that was the match I wanted to see, and I didn't
promo-
have time to watch it. So,
aside from the promo, nothing really happened to progress a lot of stories.
Yeah.
So, I did catch Rampage this week, which, since I'm the AEW guy now, I started watching Rampage again.
Okay.
And there were some good matches. The Acclaimed are over.
Oh, wait, before you get into Rampage, one thing they were going to announce on the show, please tell us, because I haven't seen it. What is the main event of Collision?
Oh, see, I was saving this, but I will say it now.
Okay.
The main event for the premiere episode of Collision, which I'm actually pretty stoked for, is Jay White, Juice Robinson, and
We got
Samoa
New Japan
Joe,
guys. Who?
and Samoa Joe
Okay.
versus FTR and CM
Punk. Oh,
Yeah.
you guys have been dying to see CM Punk and
I'm just dying.
FTR
I've been
together.
saying for months now that FTR and Punk were going to be a trio.
How does it feel to be right, Johnny?
All right, Barry.
Check him out, man. That's awesome.
He's doing the Barry Horowitz.
Yeah, we knew CM Punk was coming back.
That's more of the Tommaso Ciampa for me.
But to have CM Punk and FTR in the same ring working together, that's going to be wow. Yeah.
Yeah. That is my dream trio. And I'm telling you, I want to see those three guys versus Kenny and the Bucks.
Yes.
At All In or All Out. One of the two.
Yep. Look, those three against them, House of Black, Pentagon Jr. and his crew, shit, they could do that forever. They could do it forever.
So Dynamite and Rampage came from Colorado Springs this week, and the rap that Max Caster cut before the Acclaimed match on Rampage
really
was one of his more savage ones. About oh my god, Lauren Boebert smokes crack like. Oh my god!
There had to be a shit ton of weed references in it.
Oh, there was.
Yeah,
there was some weed references. Anthony Bowens came out in a Pride themed ring jacket because a lot of people don't know this, but Anthony Bowens is very openly gay. He has been his entire career. He's one of the biggest advocates for LGBTQ wrestling out there, and I love the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
So he was out there repping it was the Acclaimed pink with the rainbows all over it. It was really stylish and cool. Of course, Acclaimed get the win. It was a fun match. The rap, the pre-match rap was gold. I mean, Max Caster is
Johnny. You got 2 minutes, buddy. You got.
All right.
minutes.
Well, the biggest thing to come out of Rampage is they had a fatal 4-way match for the number one contender for Toni Storm's women's title. It was Nyla Rose. It was Britt Baker. It was Sky Blue, and I can't even remember the fourth woman. God damn it!
It's okay.
Only got 1 minute.
All right. The point is, the surprise of the night was Sky Blue pinned Nyla Rose.
Whoa!
Sky Blue is your number one contender.
Wow!
Right?
Good for her, man. She's been a good worker over the last few months, man. She's
getting a reward. I mean, they're feeding her to Toni Storm because Toni Storm ain't losing that belt.
She ain't losing that. No, not at all. Not at all.
So I'm glad it's not Britt though. Like I want them to let Britt marinate a little bit. And
she needs to bring her back for another title run later on.
I mean, the story here is Jamie Hayter getting healthy and coming back for her belt.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you don't need her best friend competing for the belt.
Yep.
Right
for
now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Here coming up, I don't think it's next week. Let me see. This is the 11th. Next week would be the 18th. And then the week after that is the 25th? We should be coming up on Forbidden Door pretty quick. We may be doing predictions next week. I'll have to look at the calendar, but watch out for that, guys. That's gonna be the next pay-per-view we're gonna be talking about pretty quick.
I'll look it up right now.
So, but want to thank everybody in the chat for watching. You guys keep watching. We got some good stuff coming up. We got 2 pay-per-views coming up here at the end of the month and the beginning of July.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank
and June 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing predictions next week. For sure, man. Yep. We're going to have to do predictions.
Thank the KGRA audience for listening.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. And you guys take it easy. And until we see you again, keep on keeping on. God bless.